Hi there and welcome to a new video. In this one I want to show you a game that I built in Godot 4.4. It is called smol and it's a 2D endless runner game. It also has, by the way, some music and sound effects, but well, that I disabled them for this recording so that they didn't disturb us. But well, as you can see, it is a pretty complete yet simple game. The player can move and jump around. It also has that amazing player trait. Well, basically there are some vehicles that are moving towards us, and well, we have to collect those coins while surviving. And well, of course, if we collide with a vehicle, the game is over. Some stuff that is pretty cool about the game is the fact that, well, there are some random decorations as well as random vehicles. The game is quite polished in terms of game juice and or basically game feel, because everything is animated with their own particles, animations, etc. So it does feel quite good. So here, for example, there is the game over and we are able to go to the menu or to restart, and there are also some scene transitions. So I want to quickly go over the main structure, how was the process of creating this game, why in the first place I created it, etc. And basically I created this game in order to teach people how to create games with Godot 4.4. As you can see, the course is live. I will leave you a link in the description down below, and as you can see, in less than 6 hours you are able to learn how to create this. It is meant for both beginners and people that already have some experience in the engine. And by the way, if you use the coupon Godot 4.4 and you press apply, you're going to be receiving a huge discount. And well, also sometimes Udemy does offer some discounts as right now, so you're going to be able to even get it at least right now today for just $10. But well, this coupon code will always work, okay? So that's why it's there. And also another question, how were you able to create it with Godot 4.4 if it wasn't still released? Well, at the moment that I was creating the course, the latest dev release was something like dev 4, dev 5, dev 3, something like that, because I did take some time to actually create the game and the course. So there were also updates in the middle of the recording. But yes, those versions were quite stable. And they also provided some stuff that I actually needed to. So for example, something that it may not be quite something that you can easily notice in the game is that basically there is some progression, okay? This is the bug of 4.4 beta 1 that everything breaks. I don't know why. Because basically in my menu scene, I don't know why my text and everything are like put over there, but I will just try to center them the best that I can. Maybe something like over there. And there you go, they are now centered as they should, but here in the scene view they aren't in those positions, so I don't really know what's happening there. So basically what happens is that we have a background here that moves. It's a parallax background. Well, not a parallax background because there is no depth, but well, as the game, as you can see, speeds up as time goes by. And well, not only do vehicles go faster as well as the player, but also the background, okay? Everything goes faster. And in order to create this background, I'm basically using here a Parallax 2D node with also like just the sprite. And by the way, here I'm receiving another warning that it's recommended not to be transformed, and it is not transform over here, so I don't know what this is, maybe because of the sprites. But well, I did have to make the sprites here a little small, so I don't really know. Beta 1 does seem to have here some issues, at least with this project, but well. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is here that this has an auto scroll speed, okay? And basically this speed is changing throughout the game, okay? This is handled in a global script, okay, that let me find over here, which has basically the speed. And then this speed is the one that is used in, for example, the background itself. It's also used for the vehicles. As you can see, they also have an extra speed to go a little bit faster, but they are still basing their extra speed on the actual speed. So well, and what happened in previous Godot 4.4 versions, in something like from dev 3, what happened is that basically whenever this scroll speed was modified, the background would be like reset, so we wouldn't like follow the logical like place or whatever. It would just be like, if it would be moving over here and the speed was modified, it would directly go to the beginning again, and that would break the entire effect, and it looks so bad that I was thinking of directly not creating this background like this. But well, fortunately I was doing that in Godot 4.3, which is right now the latest stable version. But in Godot 4.4, Dev 3, Dev 4, something like that, they fixed that. Right now, that was the main reason why I used Godot 4.4 for the project. And as you can see, everything actually runs perfect in 4.4, besides the thing of the menu that has to do because I updated the project to 4.4, and this other thing of the background. That is just a warning, okay, it's not an error, so the game will run still. And to explain a little bit more about the idea, about all the game, I was firstly looking to have something like a little bit different from maybe what you see in other games or courses. And I personally don't find a lot of courses or games themselves that are a 2D endless runner. Of course, you have like the dinosaur Chrome game and those kinds of things, but they are quite simple. But well, I did wanted to create something simple that was doable for a beginner intermediate course. And I found this idea, okay, and I thought it was pretty cool. So something that I also really like about the project is how everything is like perfectly organized and coded. Okay, you will see that all the code here is like super clean because it follows the official GDScript style guide that is always skipped in courses. It's basically this document. You look for GDScript style guide and you will find that here there are like a lot of things that are usually like not followed, such as for example between functions you should always leave 2 spaces, and this is something that you may not see in lots of courses. You should also declare, for example, on top your constants, below your already variables. Then in a longer script, for example, here you can see better, firstly your signals, then your constants, then your export variables, then your private variables, and then public variables would be on top, okay, over here, but well, that is a topic of the course. Then already variables. So as you can see, everything is like super crystal clear, the code, and also super clear. So well, that was also a challenge because previously, as I also learned Godot through courses and through tutorials and throughout my experience, but well, I was never taught that there was some kind of style guide that I had to use or something like that. Of course, I always write or used to write clean code, but never like this clean, leaving 2 spaces all the time, differentiating between public and private variables and private functions, the ones that are signals, the ones that I create my own, etc. So well, it was really like taking my Godot dev skills and organization to my next level, okay? Because if I actually wanted to sell something for a price, I knew that it had to be something, well, not perfect because it is mostly impossible, but the best as possible. And not only that, but also sometimes sorting in 2D can be a little bit complicated. Sometimes they use light mask or something like that, like masking. I've never used that personally. I prefer much more just using 2D nodes and adding the different things as child here, and then we'll draw firstly the background, then the road, then the trail, then the player, then the vehicles, then the decorations, then the coins, etc. So for me at least it's much easier, and even more for a beginner, to see this like this instead of having to explain like layers or Z index or something like that. That is also quite limited, by the way, the Z index. Because if you want to modify something or add an object in between 2 of them, if you are limited with the Z index, then it's going to be difficult. If now suddenly I want to add something between vehicles and decorations, it is just a matter of adding it to the node. So well, I just wanted to comment a little bit on my experience using the engine on some stuff that is, let's not say peculiar, but a little bit different from other Godot projects. Hopefully they were also helpful for you. And the last thing that I wanted to show you is that, as you saw, there are like lots of random sprites in the decorations, in the vehicles. And for that, there is a pretty interesting thing in the arrays. Okay, you create an export array of texture 2D, and then you grab a random texture. Basically, you use the pick random method from the array, and that will exactly do that. We'll pick a random item, will return a random item from your array, and then you can basically use that texture, okay? Instead of having to do a for loop or anything like that. So well, indeed, yes, I just want to comment a little bit on my experience using Godot 4.4 and creating this game and creating this course. So well, I hope we can see each other in that one. I will see you in the next one.